Dear students, next நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறது rotational motion NCERT exercise problem number 7.2. First I read the question. In the HCl molecule, the separation between the nuclei of two atoms is about 1.27 Armstrong unit. So 1 Armstrong unit means that is 10 power minus 10 meter. Find the approximate location of the center of mass of the molecule. Given that the chlorine atom is about 35.5 times as massive as the hydrogen atom, and nearly all the mass of the atom is concentrated in its nucleus. Okay, so now in this question, what is given, then what is asking? HCl molecule is given, hydrogen and chlorine combination. The distance between hydrogen and chlorine, that the distance is given, that is 1.27 Armstrong unit. Okay, so in the in between gap, center of mass is there. So we want to find center of mass of HCl molecule. Okay, then one more idea is given, 35.5 times massive than the hydrogen. That is chlorine atom is 35.5 times massive than hydrogen. அப்போ hydrogen atom வந்து 1 time na, okay, chlorine atom வந்து hydrogen போல 35.5 times is nothing but this is mass number, that is atomic weight. Okay, right, because for hydrogen 1H1 will come, for hydrogen 1H1, that is only one time. For the chlorine you know here 35.5, this is you know that atomic weight. Okay, so this is given information. So we want to find center of mass of HCl molecule. Okay, listen. See this diagram first. In this diagram, this is hydrogen, this one chlorine. Okay, this one hydrogen, this one chlorine. Okay, the distance between hydrogen and chlorine is given, that is I consider as, that is D. D is equal to 1.27 Armstrong unit. Okay, right. Before going to this topic, I want to explain one small theory, that is principle of moment. Principle of moment, this theory here. For example, let us take one small scale, like a meter scale, you know, like that. Let's take one meter scale. Let us take one knife. It is a knife edge. It is a knife edge. Okay, so it is a meter scale. Okay, for example, it is a 50, here 0, here 100. Let us take equal mass on both sides tied here, maybe like 1 kilogram mass, like that. Okay, so this is also 1 kilogram mass, this is also 1 kilogram mass. Okay, that means both sides we applied the same force, that is the meaning. So here the center of mass is exactly at the center, because here also 50 centimeter, here also 50 centimeter. So this is we called equilibrium position, that is the center of mass position. Okay, actually this principle at the equilibrium position, we can say this is force 1, because it is affected by the gravity, we called as this is force 1. This is you know the force 2. Force 1 and force 2 both will be equal, means that center of mass or the equilibrium position is exactly center. So let us imagine this is x1 distance, this is x2 distance, or d1 distance or d2 distance. So the principle of moment is, idea is F1 into d1 is equal to F2 into D2. Okay, this is the idea. Okay, suppose let us imagine I'll give here only 1 kilogram, here 2 kilogram. Let us imagine here 1 kilogram, here 2 kilogram means now the center of position, I mean the equilibrium position will be changed. See that, for example, the same idea, but here I mention for example 2 kilogram mass. Here I give only 1 kilogram mass. Now you know here the force is less, F1, here F2, here you know F2 is greater than F1. Okay, here F2 force is more, here F1 force is less. So here the distance is more, D1 distance is more, but D2 is distance is less. அப்போ இதிலிருந்து என்ன தெரியுதுன்னா, listen, here also the same idea, F1 D1 is equal to F2 D2. So here force is less, distance is more. Here the force is more, distance is less. So it is again it will be compensated, it is maintaining equilibrium. So அப்போ என்ன இருக்கு, here the equilibrium position. அப்போ force அதிகமாக இருக்கிற பக்கத்தால் தான் என்ன இருக்கும், சென்டர் ஆஃப் மாஸ் இருக்கும். ஃபோர்ஸ் எங்கே அதிகமோ அதுக்கு பக்கத்தில் தான் ஈக்குலிபிரியம் பொசிஷன் இருக்கும். ஸோ இதுதான் பிரின்சிபல் ஆஃப் மொமெண்ட்டோட ஐடியா. ஸோ இந்த ஐடியாவை தான் இப்போ நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ண போகிறோம். பார்க்கலாமா? பாருங்கள் எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணுறேன்னு பாருங்கள். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் லைக் a F1 force, that is a hydrogen. This is F2 force like a chlorine. ஓகே, ரைட். ஸோ இப்போ சப்போஸ் இதுவும் ஹைட்ரஜன்னா எக்ஸாக்ட்லி சென்டரில் இருக்கும், சென்டர் ஆஃப் மாஸ். ஆர் இதுவும் குளோரின்னா ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் எக்ஸாக்ட்லி சென்டரில் இருக்கும். பட் இது ஹைட்ரஜன், இது குளோரின். ஸோ இது வந்து ஒன்லி ஒன் டைம் மாஸ், பட் ஹியர் த குளோரின் இஸ் 35.5 டைம்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹைட்ரஜன். அப்போ இதுதான் பிக் மாஸ். ஓகே, அப்போ சென்டர் ஆஃப் மாஸ் ஆர் ஈக்குலிபிரியம் பொசிஷன் எங்கே இருக்கும், மேபி நியர் டு தி closer to the chlorine. Okay, so now this is the center of mass position. This only we are going to find, this distance only we are going to find. Okay, for our convenience I can write as from here to here I taken as D1, the remaining this distance I taken as D2. Okay, so now I am going to find this D2 distance only by using the principle of moment idea. பார்க்கலாமா? பாருங்க, first center of mass of chlorine. Okay, that only from chlorine. So from chlorine இருந்து கண்டுபிடிக்க போறோம். Okay, that is your wish. You can find from the hydrogen also possible, or from the chlorine also possible. But anyhow the position will be same only, no? இங்கிருந்து பார்த்தாலும் அதே பொசிஷன் தான், இங்கிருந்து பார்த்தாலும் அதே பொசிஷன் தான். Okay, that the same location. So I am going to find the center of mass from chlorine. அப்போ பாருங்க principle of moment எப்படி ஒர்க் பண்றோம் பாருங்க. So this mass into this distance, that is mass into D1. Okay, then this mass what, actually this is 1 times mass, here 35.5 times of mass. So 35 times of mass into D2 distance equal to 0. So this is like a principle of moment. Why I put 0? Because this both value will be equal according to the principle of momentum. F1 D1 equal to F2 D2. So this is moving left side, it is equal to 0. So that only I wrote here. Okay, right. Next step. So please come here. So mass into D1. I want this D1 only. அப்போ எனக்கு இது வேண்டாம். அப்போ என்ன பண்ணலாம், இந்த Dயில் இருந்து இந்த D2வை மைனஸ் பண்ணிடலாமா? அப்போ 1.27 இருந்து D2 எடுத்துட்டா D1 மட்டும் கிடைக்கும். அப்போ this D1 I can write as 1.27 minus D2, then plus 35.5. Then after that D2 value, D2 as usual, because we need any one value here. ஒன்னா D2 மட்டும் இருந்தா we can get the D2 value, or D1 மட்டும் இருந்தா we can get the D1 value. So that is your wish only. Okay, so please listen. So I plan to find center of mass from chlorine atom. அப்போ எனக்கு இந்த டேர்மில் D2 மட்டும்தான் வேணும், D1 எனக்கு வேண்டாம். அதனால் D1 நான் என்ன எழுதிடுறேன், D minus D2, that is 1.27 minus D2 plus this 35.5 m is there, then D2 as usual equal to 0. Okay, now m into 1.27 minus D2 is equal to this plus value moving another side, it's become minus. So minus 35.5 m into D2. Okay, So therefore here m value get cancelled. So here the remaining 1.27 minus d2 moving right side plus d2. So already minus 35.5 d2 is there. Okay, one more plus 2 we are going to add. So minus 35.5 plus 1, that is equal to minus 34.5 d2. Okay, ordinary calculation. Okay, so left side 127 is there. Okay, the right side minus 35.5 d2 is there. Okay, therefore I need this d2 distance only. Therefore d2 is equal to 1.27 divided by 34.5. Okay, so if you divide, we can get 0. Actually the minus will come, but because it is the distance minus நம்ம சொல்ல முடியாது இல்லையா, so I taken as only the magnitude. So 0.037 Armstrong unit. Okay, 0.037 Armstrong unit. Okay, so this is the distance value. So this d2 distance value is 0.037 Armstrong unit. Okay, so we found d2 distance value. So center of mass from the chlorine atom is, so a center of mass from the chlorine atom is, that is the distance is what, 0.037 Armstrong unit. Suppose if you want center of atom from the hydrogen atom is, how to say, 1.27 ல இருந்து 0.037 subtract பண்ணிருங்க. So you can get d1 also. Okay, so anyhow it's the same location only. So it is a way to find center of mass of HCl molecule by using the idea principle of moment. Okay, okay students, I hope you understand this question. Okay, thank you.